Hello, this is Puddlecat, and welcome to Claws of Fire and Warrior Dragons. This is a Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats crossover where I try to put them in each other's worlds. Now, this is mostly Claws of Fire, because that's one where I wrote a bunch of story for it. So let's get going. So first of all, Night Clan is known for having the closest connection to Star Clan. Their location was unknown, but it was a small island north of the top of the main island where all the cats lived. They're fluffy and despise the heat of the volcano. They were all black cats, and they had green eyes. Sea Clan was known for being the best swimmers. They lived on the beach in small islands that made up the tail of the island. They had sleek, short fur. They were all blue-gray classic tabby cats. They had green or blue eyes. Mud Clan was known for being the strongest. They lived in the swamps on the island. They were all brown mackerel tabby cats with long fur, and they had amber eyes. Sands Clan was known for their endurance. They lived in a large desert covering most of the island. They were all sandy yellow cats with a ticked pattern. Their fur was short, good for the desert. They had black eyes. Next up, Rain Clan was known for their laziness and stupidity. They lived in the large forest at the bottom of the island. They were calicos and tortoiseshells except for the boys, who at least had one color plus white. They had fluffy fur, and they had any color eyes. Sky Clan was known for their speed and ease traversing the mountain they lived on. They lived on a mountain towards the top of the island. They were all red or orange cats, solid color. Their fur was any length. They had red or amber eyes, rarely blue. Ice Clan was known for their thick pelts and sharp claws. They lived in a small tundra at the head of the island. They were all fluffy white cats with blue eyes. And here's the story. Okay, so it was the first moon of Greenleaf, the day that the Prophecy Kits would be born. Members of the Claws of Peace were in place at every nursery in the clans except for Ice Clan, Night Clan, and Rain Clan nurseries, and they were ready to strike. Webtail, a Sea Clan warrior, watched as Coral Star nursed her new daughter, Tsunami Kit. As leader of the clan, Coral Star would need to address the clan at Moon High, so that was when Webtail would swoop in and steal the kit. Duneclaw, a Sand Clan warrior, watched Thornbite, the leader of a faction of rebels in Sand Clan who lived in a separate camp. Duneclaw, having the trust of Thornbite, was able to sneak away with her newborn kit. Morosir collected Tiny Star Kit from his mother's belly and began the trek to the Claws of Peace's hideout. They'd prepared for the kits. Ashfoot, a Mud Clan warrior, carried her sister Cattail's kit, Clay Kit, over to the hideout when she got caught up in a battle between Ice Clan and Mud Clan. She escaped with the kit, but lost her life soon after arriving at the hideout. Whitefur, an Ice Clan warrior, was sneaking into the Sky Clan nursery, where he snatched a small bundle away from their sleeping mother's belly. But as he made his way towards the hideout, he was cornered on a cliff by Burnclaw and a few Sand Clan warriors. He was killed, and the kit along with him. When Kestrel Flight found out about the kit and Whitefur's death, she was furious. She returned to the hideout quickly, since she was the one nursing the other kits, but she was considering just abandoning them. After all, the prophecy was over now, wasn't it? Duneclaw had given Kestrel Flight some more herbs to stimulate her milk production earlier. However, she didn't feel like wasting the milk. That would just give her a stomachache. She ran into Webtail arriving with Tsunami Kit and told him what had happened. Webtail went to sneak into Rain Clan camp and take one of their kits instead. Morosir had already dropped off Star Kit, so he didn't find out. And here's the prophecy. When the war has lasted 20 moons, the Destiny Kits will come. When the land is soaked in blood and tears, the Destiny Kits will come. Okay, hold on. Pausing in the prophecy. I realized that it doesn't rhyme with years anymore, blood and tears, but I didn't change that part, so here, I'll start over. When the war has lasted 20 moons, the Destiny Kits will come. When the land is soaked in blood and tears, the Destiny Kits will come. Find the Seawing Kit with eyes so blue, Nightwing Kit will come to you. Wait, did I say Nightwing? I meant to say Night Clan. Okay, I'm messing this up so badly. That's not what I meant to say. Anyways, when the war has lasted 20 moons, the Destiny Kits will come. When the land is soaked in blood and tears, the Destiny Kits will come. From the Sea Clan Kit with eyes so blue, Night Clan Kit will come to you. The largest kit on Mountain High will come from the Clan of Sky. For Mud Clan Kit, search through the mud for a kit that's soaked in blood. And hidden alone from the rival leaders, the Sand Clan Kit awaits in fear. Of 3 leaders that blister, blaze, and burn, 2 shall die and 1 shall learn. If she bows to a fate that is stronger and higher, she'll have the power of claws of fire. 5 kits to birth on this bright night, 5 warriors born to end the fight. Darkness will rise to bring the light, the Destiny kits are coming. Alright, so there's the prophecy. I kept messing it up, but that's what it is. So next up, the kits were not what the Guardians wanted. Claypaw was strong, but not unrealistically so like Kestrel wanted. Starpaw had no connection to StarClan. Tsunamipaw was a good swimmer and fighter, but had a bad attitude. Glorypaw was from Rain Clan. And Sunnypaw was fluffy, despite being a Sand Clan cat. Moroseer came to check on the kits, and he ordered Glorypaw's death. This prompted the Destiny kits to find a way out. Claypaw, the second best swimmer in their group, swam through the underground river to find a way out, and he discovered an exit. He circled around to open the front, but Scarlet Star followed him, and the Destiny kits were captured by Sky Clan. The Destiny kits were 10 moons old, almost warrior age, 2 moons younger than Perilclaw, the Sky Clan leader's champion. Perilclaw was a born killer. She had extremely sharp claws and teeth, and she instinctively lashed out at anyone near her. That was why it was a surprise when she didn't feel that urge around Claypaw. Maybe it was because he was actually nice to her? Starpaw was rescued by a group of Night Clan cats who strode into the camp and took him away, killing all the Ice Clan prisoners on the way out. Anyways, Glorypaw, who was put on display for being a calico, managed to bite Scarlet Star's face and get away, causing enough chaos for all the Destiny kits to escape. They went to the nearby Mud Clan, where they found Claypaw's siblings. After that, they traveled to Sea Clan, where they discovered Coral Star, Tsunamipaw's mother, and Anemone Kit, her sister. They also met Riptide Tail. Coral Star made them all warriors: Tsunami Pelt, Clayfur, Sunny Fluff, Starflight, and Glory Patch. This is where they learned what animus magic was. It was said to be a gift granted by StarClan, where a cat can do literally anything but raise the dead. Tsunami Pelt discovered an enchanted statue in the nursery, made to kill the Queen's kits. She saved Euclid Kit, but then Blistertail, her mother's ally, had them locked up. Anemone Kit rescued them, and they ran into Webtail, who was injured. They went to Rain Clan next, where Glory Patch found that not only there wasn't a deputy, but there were also 5 leaders. After getting captured by Night Clan and escaping, Glory Patch challenged the leaders to a challenge for leadership, and she won, becoming Glory Star. Starflight was captured by Night Clan next, where he met Flamepaw, Squidpaw, Fatepaw, Viperpaw, and Ochrepaw. Starflight and Fatepaw escaped with Flamepaw after an incident where Viperpaw clawed Flamepaw's face and then fell into lava. A fight broke out, but the volcano was about to explode, so Glory Star beat Battlestar in the fight and took over Night Clan, moving them all into the rainforest just in time. Moroseer died, but not before revealing that the prophecy was fake. No one had spoken to StarClan in years. Sunny Fluff had a plan to end the war, and it worked. Her mother, Thornbite, was made the leader of Sand Clan, and she made Sixclaw her deputy. Alright, I did not write out the rest of the story yet, but if you want to see a sequel to this, then let me know. Next up is Warrior Dragons. I just wrote a little bit for this. I described each of the clans as dragon types, dragon tribes. So there's the River Wings, who are blue and green dragons that can swim well and breathe underwater. Next are the Shadow Wings, who are black dragons that can blend into shadows and breathe fire. Then are the Wind Wings, who are gray dragons that can fly the fastest and breathe fire. Thunder Wings are yellow, red, and orange dragons that can breathe lightning. Pet Wings can be any color, and they are fluffy, small dragons. They are owned by humans. Rusty is a pet wing. He wants to join the Thunder Kingdom because he wants to be a real dragon. After defeating Young Grey in a fight, he is allowed to join their apprentices. He meets a Shadow Wing named Yellowfang, and she is taken in as a prisoner. And then, the story probably plays out as normal from there, but I didn't write the rest of it yet. Again, if you want to see a sequel where I write out, all of the story, obviously I'm not going to write all of Warrior Cats, but if you want to see, a summary for most of the story, tell me what you'd like to see, and I will write more. Also, what do you think all their names would be? And if they were normal Wings of Fire tribes, what tribes would they be? Tell me in the comments, and let me know if you want to see that where the Warrior Cats are in the normal tribes, rather than being this alternate version. Or maybe what if the Wings of Fire characters were cats in the normal clans? That could be interesting. Anyways, let me know all that in the comments, and I'll see you soon for another hybrid challenge video.